This topic, though, Ian, happened right after the last podcast came out, and I was very, very disappointed we did not get to discuss it.
Yeah, because I was just talking about during that Sega topic about how Sega has made some bad choices in the past.
No, it was during the Atari segment last year about the Atari Raspberry Pi.
That's
You
right.
said, well, Sega used to make bad decisions
it's like that,
like 10 years ago like this. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting, Ian. I wonder what examples there are. And then that night, Ian, we get, I guess, the surprise announcement that Sega was going to be touting or something.
There's a different announcement, but they announced, so they put up like this teaser image for a Game Gear Micro, and it looks very small, and I'm like, there's no possible way it can be that small. It's like resting in the center of the palm of a guy's hand. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's not the actual size. Maybe that's a big hand. Maybe
it's Andre the Giant.
Maybe whatever. What kills me about the Sega Game Gear Micro, so the Sega Game Gear Micro is coming out. Right now, it's a Japan-only product. It will probably only ever be a Japan-only product. It is a keychain-sized Game Gear that comes with 4 games on it. But there are 4 colors, and there are 4 different games per
4
Game
sets
Gear.
of games.
And they are retailing for what will be about $45 US.
I think they'll probably edge up to 50. They come in here, but we'll just say $45. Oh my God.
I can't begin to start where it's wrong. And the thing is like, minor changes in any direction could turn this into a product that I would have interest in. If it was like 30 games on one, I might try to deal with the size. If it was 20 games on something that was smartphone size that I could hold, I might try to work with it. If this stupid product was $20 instead of $45,
the same size, only 4 games.
Same size and only 4 games, I might actually consider it. But everything is wrong with it. Every possible thing they could have done wrong, they did.
They went in every wrong direction possible. On the design, on the number of games, on the price, every direction they miscalculated, not just a little, grossly. To make this an absolute joke.
Yeah,
this is a joke product.
It's insane. Sorry.
Your little Pac-Man Tamagotchi's going off?
Yeah.
This is it. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, this will be like, like a GBA Micro sized.
I was literally expecting something this size.
Which is like a little, like GBA Micro almost.
With 40 games on it. That's what I was expecting.
40 games on like an iPhone size.
And I was excited. Because everyone knows, and anyone who listens to the podcast or has followed me for any length of time knows that I love portable games. I love portable systems, and the Game Gear is one of the few that I've never really given a fair shake. So I was excited to be able to finally dive into the library for what I assumed was going to be a reasonable price.
The screen size on this is barely over an inch. It's 1.15 inches.
Holy shit.
Are you for real? Are you for real? Are you for fucking real? And that's diagonal. That's so.
And they have the balls. One of the Game Gear Minis.
Are you for fucking real?
Is 3 strategy RPGs.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's Shining Force.
That's be fun reading all that.
Yes, it's 3 strategy RPGs, and then I think it's like maybe it was the I think it was like the Game Gear Shinobi or something. Like
In
that.
comparison, the GBA Micro, which is suitable, is 2 inches. That screen.
But lots of people are like, that's too small.
If they had done a GBA Micro screen size, just 2 inches, it would not be a joke anymore. I would be like, okay, this is a joke. It's a joke for the number of games being different in all 4. If they said, we're going to give you 16 games, Ian, we'll give you 16 games, but you can have one of your 4 colors, I'd be like, okay. That's semi-reasonable. That's like a couple bucks a game, even if it's a joke size. Some people will like that.
Put all the games on all the systems.
This is... You talk about the cynicism of nostalgia and retro mini consoles.
Yeah.
We thought we saw it with how bad the PlayStation Mini was, with how bad the emulation was, and the choice of games. This blows that out of the water. Like, this is insane. And the fact that they had Los Cojones, Ian, to then offer a 1-inch screen, but say, we're going to sell you the Sega Big Window magnifier in order to actually play these games. And yes, they had something like that for, I think, the original Game Gear. But the original Game Gear wasn't an inch. Like, this is...
Oh, and I think I read, and I could be... This is potentially... I believe you have to buy all 4 to get the big window.
Oh, is that what someone said? I read that? You had to get all 4 to get that?
That's what I read, was like, yeah, you buy... I think like the big window came if you bought all 4 or something like that.
The original Game Gear screen was 3.2 inches as a comparison.
Excuse me.
Which was pretty big at the time. That was a pretty good screen. They couldn't even do 2 inches? Like, to make it useful? Increase the size by 100%. How much would that have cost you, Sega, to have a 2-inch LCD versus a 1-inch? What did you say? $1 per? I mean, this is unbelievable. Like you said, if this was $20 maybe as a keychain, maybe.
Yeah,
I would have done it. Because you can't play these games for a long amount of time, I'm guessing.
Right.
How much what's the charge? Do we know what the charge is on this? Or battery, whatever it is?
I have no idea.
Watch, I guess it's probably a watch battery, right? What powers this stupid thing? Game Gear Micro power. What was that in the article there? Oh, two AAAs or USB micro power adapter. So you can't charge it. You got to use batteries or just have it plugged in.
Okay. Cool.
There you go, Ian. There's your Sega for you. It was like right on. What was?
I jinxed it.
What was the bigger announcement? Was it the Fog Gaming thing?
Yeah. So I don't quite understand it, but they want to do some sort of like they're calling it Fog Gaming, I think, but it's like some sort of cloud gaming arcade thing. Some sort of arcade tech.
Let me do some pat math here. If you want to get all 16 of these games, we'll just say it's going to be $45-$50 US when it comes out. We'll even say 45 times 4. And then what, you get like a 5th color one there's like a 5th model I saw, is different color, whatever. They are charging you $11 a game. They're charging you that's usually when it comes to these micros or minis, you say how much per game? $11 per game you are paying.
It's nuts.
For games that Sega has a library, they could have easily did 30 games, 30 Game Gear games. They could have put on Shinobi, they put on all the Sonics. There's plenty of Sega games without even doing third party they could have done. And they could have put 30 on there, charge you $60 and made a Game Boy Micro size, and I think it would have sold gangbusters.
Yeah.
I don't picture anyone. What's the market for this, Ian? Like, what is it? Is it
people with too much fucking money?
Are there Sega fanboys out in Japan that'll just buy all 4 of them?
I guess. And
never play it? Like, how would you play it? How can you play Sonic on a screen that small and keep track of it? Like, how could you do that? Or like you said, the RPGs. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You get the big window and strap that sucker onto. Like, this is. The only thing I thought of was, like, remember Nintendo had the LCD keychains of like Donkey Kong. They came out like 20 years ago, but those weren't $45. They must have charged probably $10 for those.
They were
things.
$20.
Or 20?
They were. I had one because
I have one somewhere.
They were just basically redos of the Game & Watch games. I mean, they worked fine. They were.
But it's 20. Like you said, $20.
I think they were $20.
That's what a keychain should cost, like, maximum ever.
Yes.
But that's how much LCD games cost, so you get that.
Right.
This is insanity. I would love to know what the actual production costs of these are. I would love to know. If they told me, yeah, it costs us $25 to make these, I'd be like, okay, then you should have probably made it bigger to justify the cost at that point.
Sure.
Because the screens don't cost anything anymore, right? Like that, if 1 inch versus 2 inch, like someone out there in the comments tell me how much it costs for a fucking 2 inch LCD screen. It cannot cost that much more than a 1.15 inch screen. It can't. It absolutely cannot. Because how many things use a screen that small to begin with? You know that, and probably I know that they don't really make squared off 4:3 LCDs anymore. They're all widescreen.
Yeah,
and they just
and then they just
mask
chop
them
yep.
basically. So this is nuts, Ian. I don't think I'm overreacting. I think this is insane.
It is. It's wild. It's fucking crazy.
So you have no inclination of getting the Sonic one. And you're just like, I don't want anything to do
Not
with
at that price, no.
If it was 25, maybe.
If it was $20, I might get the blue one
just to have it.
Just because it's cute. Sonic, literally throw it on my keychain, but yeah.
They managed to make something that's not a keychain anymore, but not a real product you can use.
Yes.
They found this Twilight Zone, retro Twilight Zone of nothingness, which I don't think we've seen before. I'm like almost impressed that they managed to do this. It's like you had to set out to make and market and price something this off in order to appease no one. Really? Did you see anyone excited about this on Twitter?
No,
or anyway?
no, I didn't see anyone.
I thought people were going to come. I thought people were going to come at me because I was anti Sega. I was like, this is insane to me. And everyone's like, no, this is insane.
Yeah, no, it's
right.
absolutely nuts.
It's absolutely nuts. Okay.